finishing, and if you'll finish low, you're
ready for a line drive.
You're going to throw low strikes. Yeah. It's harder for a hitter to hit low strikes than it is to hit high strikes.
And don't we call that 90% of the time? Low.
You want low strikes.
Low side again. That way when he says, okay, he's going inside, then I'll come outside.
There you go.
Okay? Catch him off guard.
You work him inside, you work him...
Never.
Because he might back up.
Never nothing over the plate.
Hey, and if you get 0-2 on a hitter, don't you throw him that... Don't you give him a strike.
Junk.
That's right. That next pitch is going to be junk. You either throw it high, out of the strike zone, or if your last pitch was sort of low, you throw this one sort of high in the strike zone. Or if you throw him... if you get to throwing a curveball, you can break him one outside and low just off the plate. Make it break off the plate. And sometimes a hitter, when you learn to throw curveballs, actually you will throw the ball at the hitter and it'll break over the plate. Okay? So your hitter is sometimes your target. Now you're not throwing at the hitter. You throw it so that it starts out at the hitter and breaks over the plate.
I don't think he's got the finesse for that.
Not yet, but he will have.
We'll
Let me tell you what. He is going to break a curveball off about like
you got to throw a change up too, Hayden. That's very important.
I'll show you how to grip it.
Yeah.
That's very important.
I want to show you Daddy. But y'all need to work on this. You need to work on this. And like your daddy was asking a while ago, on a curveball, you drag your foot. Slows you lower.
I remember Russ going through cleats.
Oh, yes. Yes, sir, Ray. But even when they throw a fastball, they drag their foot. But they're not slowing themselves down. They just let it drag.
We don't need all of that.
No, but just...
Where this lower spot is on the horseshoe,
right?
You catch that lower spot. Okay? This is resting on seams. This thumb is resting on seams. Look. That finger in the lower spot, and then put your other finger by it. Okay? And then you see where this thumb is resting on seams, where this finger is resting on a seam.
Right.
You're gripping that ball on 3 different points on the seams. On the seams, okay? And then you're going to twist it like this. You're going to give that a twist. And you throw 40 or 50 pitches in a game, and when you come home, that is going to be, the next day, that is going to be so sore.
Ice it that night.
You probably want to ice it that night, but
that's why
you need to start trying to throw about 15 or 25 of them a day. Learning how to break off a curveball. You fix to go to All-Stars, and I'm going to tell you, they're going to be throwing them. Y'all going to be seeing them.
And you're going to learn how to hit them, too.
You're going to learn how to hit them. I want to tell you what I used to do at night, and you can do this. Lay in your bed and dream about a curveball. Dream about it coming in about shoulder, about waist high right here, and breaking over the plate. Hey, just thinking about it will help you learn how to hit it. Now, you don't hit a curveball like you do a fastball. How's a curveball coming?
Like that, and then...
It's coming in here and breaking down.
Yeah, like rollers.
Now, you've been told all your life to swing level. A curveball, you elevate your swing a little bit. You're swinging up a little bit because the ball is coming down. You got to, whatever plane the ball is coming, a fastball is coming in on a level plane. You want to swing level to meet it. But a curveball, it'll start off up here and come in and break down. You got to sort of swing up to hit it. It's a different pitch, and you got to hit it a little different way. But you're taking most of the balls you hit to right field because you are swinging a little bit late. You want to hit the ball out in front of the plate, not when it gets to the plate. You actually want to hit the ball before it ever gets to the plate. And sometimes if you're facing a curveball pitcher, you want to move up into the front of the box so you hit it before it breaks.
Right.
Don't give the ball time to break.
Right.
Okay? If you know he's a good curveball. Now, it's easier for him to throw his fastball by you.
Right.
You got to be a little bit more alert and fight off a fastball. Probably choke up on your bat. I tell everybody to choke up on their bat, whether they're, If you any bat you use, you need to choke up about that much, inch and a half. Okay, because the very fact you can handle the bat better. If you want a longer bat, use a longer bat, but still choke up. Okay? You're probably, what are you using, a 32 inch, 33 inch right now?
31 is -3. 31.28.
Yeah.
I just bought that bat.
31 inch, 28 ounce. Well,
let me tell you something. We had a 32.25.
Well,
and he was struggling with that. And I got this bat here.
Are you down on the end of it, the 31?
Yeah.
Do you choke up any?
No, he's down on the end
Well,
of it.
you probably ought to use that 32 and choke up about an inch. Try that. Have you still got it?
I got the bat he's got right now is a high school bat. It's a 10 times better bat than with the other
Well, it's probably
ones.
better. Yeah, made of better stuff. It's like what Luke's.
Something 12.
It's what Luke's
That's
swinging.
something.
Huh?
It's a
Ethan.
stealth bat. And then we just found out in All-Stars, I got to see what the number of that bat is, because it's 2 5/8 that you can use in All-Stars, and I don't know. I hope that's not a 2 3/4.
Well, his is not that big. It's probably 2 5/8 is all it is. I hope it is. But I'll tell you what, it's if you'll choke up, you got just plain old better bat control, and
All right.
But I've told you this again and again and again. You've heard, be ready to hit the pitch. But I've
First
told
pitch.
you, you're striding into the ball on every pitch. 1001, 1002, 1003. You're stepping into the ball. 1001, you're stepping. 1002, you're stepping. 1003, you don't swing if it's a ball. Okay? It takes a ball.
So that, I'm going to tell you, what he's telling you right there, that ought to relax you.
Yeah.
And take the nervousness away from
Yeah.
you. Okay? Because all you're doing is, all you have in your head now is the numbers. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
And you're not worried about nothing else, okay? The little girl behind you, or your mom or dad, or no, just focus on you and the pitcher.
You're looking at the ball. You're looking at the ball, and you're trying to pick up the rotation on the ball spin. Okay? That spin. That spin is a fastball. That spin is a curveball. Okay? That's a curveball. That spin is a fastball. You're trying to pick up the spin as it's coming at you.
Hayden's on a wing and a prayer. He's just trying to hit it. He is not.
You're going to get it.
Well, I'm telling
It's
you.
about the technique. And the
Doesn't
thing
a
is,
curveball go like that? And a fastball go backwards?
Yeah. Well, a curveball is coming in like this. See, that's about a 3/4. It's about a 3/4 curveball.
Should be, huh?
Yeah. About a 3/4
If it's a true curveball.
curveball, and a fastball is just rotating, like you say, backwards, just like that, where you let it out of your fingers.
okay, show me a slider.
I can't throw a slider.
That Brock Falgood was throwing nothing but sliders the other night.
Who's that?
I was watching his hand. His wrist was like not popping like that. It was like, I kept thinking it were curves. And his daddy told me, he said, I said, Brock threw like 6 curves in a row. And his daddy goes, that wasn't a curve. It looks like a curve, but it's a slider.
You can put these, now this screwball, some of them, they call that a slider too, but instead of, now I used to throw a curveball over this seam right here, over this seam.
Yeah.
Like not down in this. I can break a curveball could back when my arm was in shape. I could break a curveball about 3 feet right there. And this one right here, probably about 1.5 feet. But the hitter sees a different pitch. But I like to use this pitch this way. I like to come overhand and break it down. I like to throw it right along in here, and it'd break down around his knees. Okay? Just sort of the bottom drops out of it. And if they hit it, they're usually going to top it, and it's going to be a ground ball. It's good for a double play pitch. It's a good ground ball pitch. But I want him to learn how to throw a curve ball, and then you can change the angles of it. And if you hold the ball on this side and break your wrist this way, in like this. Okay.
Like,
Uh-huh.
And what that does?
gotta practice that.
Comes in like this.
Ah.
The ball comes in like
Oh,
this.
and then when you go like this, it
Man.
comes in like that.
Uh-huh. Now, and you can break your curveball so it comes in at this angle and comes across.
Oh, yeah.
That's too hard.
Or you could bring it in like this and it comes down. You know what I'm saying? You can change the angle on the ball.
Yeah. Can't do it like that.
But that's the easiest one to throw is what I've showed you. You're going to get more break.
Okay.
Okay. I want you to turn it a little more sideways. I want that finger right down in that horseshoe. I want it down in, a little further down in it. Back right in here. Come on up. All right, there you go. Down in that horseshoe. Now you work, that finger's resting on the seams. Your thumb is holding those seams. Okay, and you're coming about 3/4 and giving that a real twist. And you're dragging this back foot. You're dragging that toe.
So,
Drag that toe, coming off the mound. And you'll slow your lower body down. And it'll speed up your arm action when you give it that twist.
Hmm.
And it takes about twice as much effort out of your arm to throw a curveball as it does a fastball.
yeah, I think Lewis.
Sometimes your arm gets you'll get tired. You'd rather throw 2 fastballs than you had 1 curveball.
Yeah, Lewis struck out really bad because he was waiting on a fastball and the curveball came and he swung like 10 seconds early.
Well, didn't you leave the bat laying across the plate one time?
You don't try to, if you throw in like a 80-mile-an-hour fastball, you want to throw about a 72 or 75 curveball, whatever. You want to slow the curveball. The more twist you put on it, and the slower you bring it, the more friction it's going to pick up on the air and the bigger break you're going to have. The less speed you put toward the plate, you're going to be putting plenty of twist on it. You got to throw enough to get it to the plate. But anyway.
And changeup is just like that, right?
You didn't take a shower yet, huh? You got
No, I
to
didn't.
go.
I'm waiting on, actually, no.
Yeah, all right, go.
I need my clothes to get out the washing machine.
Go take a shower.
I want to read this to y'all.
Good lesson, huh?
I think AJ. No, Williams then. No, I can't read it finally.